All right. Oh, let me turn off my AC. Hello, everybody. Hold on 1 second. I promise I'm here. Just need to turn off my AC. All right, that should help. That should help with the nice sound quality. Okay. There's an ice cream truck going by. Also, something that's happening for the very first time this whole summer. So we get to have that today. How are you doing? If you're here, I am. I'm trying to pull up my comments. Oh, thank you. Oh, there's 17 people here. Hello. Thank you for joining me. I know short notice. Here's what I need to do tonight. I'm feeling a lot of feelings about this story tonight. I'm a little more together than I was the last time I streamed, so this is not going to go for 4.5 hours like the last one. However, I need to put a little distance from the beginning of this video and when I really start talking about the most intense things. If you've been if you've seen the news, then you know what this video is going to be about and what it's going to get into, which is going to become heavy at times. So I need to make sure that that doesn't happen right at the beginning of the video for the sake of my channel is on thin ice with YouTube these days, and I really don't want to get in any more trouble than I'm in. Just kidding. Anybody from YouTube who watches this, I mean, like, you should just check out my appeal though, because that would be nice. Anyway, so let me just, I'm trying to find the chat. I know you people are here. I know with all of my heart that you're here. I just need to, oh, I found you. I found you. Hooray. Okay, hi. Oh, hi. Thank you, super chat. Oh my God, thank you, Bunzy. The program I'm using, I can't show it on screen, but can I? I don't think I can. But thank you so much for the super chat, Bunzy. I just wanted to give you some love. You're absolutely one of my favorite commentary channels, and I love how you handle things. I appreciate that so much. Okay, hi Amanda, hi Taya, hi Mina. Well, okay, if you're not aware of what's going on, we will get there. I'm trying to get to like at least the 7-minute mark before I really start describing things. Hi Willow, hi Cloud, hi Nebula Cosmic. Hi everybody, am I using OBS? I'm not using OBS. I'm using a program called Ecamm Live, which I really like. It's the user friendliness of hi the user friendliness of StreamYard, where it's just I'm not a very tech person, so learning new programs is hard for me. OBS is very like, oh, thank you, Willow. Many hands make light work. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Exactly. Yes. So, oh, hi. Okay. I'm going to try not to pay too much attention. Well, I want to pay attention to you guys, but I need to finish the sentence first. So yeah, Ecamm Live is like, has more capabilities than StreamYard, and it's also more user-friendly than OBS. So I like to go with that. I use the paid version, but they do have a free version, which is pretty good. So just saying. And I also can simul-stream. I think that might be a paid feature though, but I'm streaming to Twitch and to YouTube right now. But I think that if it's the free version, then it just does one yelling. Oh, this is not the good microphone. What? I didn't plug in my mic. People, just wait. Just wait and see. I have my good mic. I swear to God, if I need program because okay, did the sound just change? Did it just start sounding better? I think it's using my microphone now. Give me a like a thumbs up in the chat. Oh, it changed? Oh, thank God. Yay, new microphone sound. I hope it sounds better. That's the goal. Not just changing. All right. Good. Oh, thank you, Willow. Okay, wonderful. Hooray. All right, awesome. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start now. But I'm yelling because so I made a video, a few months ago before my whole mental health siesta. And I talked about Shane Dawson and Sheri Frankie and the before and after of family vlogging, because at that time, Sheri Frankie had just spoken out on a podcast. Sorry. I moved recently. I live in a shared house. There is a smoke detector that needs the batteries changed. For some reason, we're in some kind of a stalemate where nobody wants to change the batteries for the smoke detector, so it's making a high-pitched beep about once every 2 or 3 minutes. I'm sorry in advance because I'm not going to change the batteries on stream unless you guys want me to, or at least I don't know if I can take it. I don't know how to touch it. It's not I don't own this house. I'm sharing it. So you might hear some beeping happening. That sound, that was the sound. And I apologize in advance. You don't hear it, thank God. Okay, that'll just annoy me then. That's okay, as long as it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. So as long as you guys don't hear the beep, then I'm good. All right. Oh no, Mina. Okay. Yeah, so if it becomes really annoying, just let me know and I will absolutely do something to try to figure out something I can do about it, because I don't know how to I don't want to mess it up. But okay. So yeah, exactly. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. Back in probably April 30th. I think I published it on April 30th because I was just looking at it. Guys, I've been snooping today. Oh, really quickly. I started my stream late. I meant to start it at 7 o'clock my time. I started around 7:30 my time because I was snooping. Because there are some people who need to be snooped upon. So if you enjoy snooping, listen up. Because there is a mission. There has been a call. We have been called to task to snoop on behalf of the Frankie children. I'll get there in just a second. If you like saving children and you like snooping, this is for you, okay? Many moons ago, I made a video about family vlogging, and I called it Shane Dawson and Sheri Frankie, the before and after of family vlogging, because Shane and Ryland are having kids and they're thinking about family vlogging. I think Ryland is pushing it more than Shane these days, to be honest with you, but I have waiting to see. And then Sheri, of course, is the product of a family vlogging family. And at that time, the biggest thing that had happened was that Sheri had spoken out on a nice Mormon podcast. Ground rules for today: we are not talking about Mormonism in this video. What the Frankie family does, and specifically Ruby and Jody and Connections, that whole side of things is not traditional, typical Mormonism. So I do not want to get into the discussion of Mormonism. So the podcast, Sheri shared her story and some feelings and thoughts about her upbringing. She was particularly focused on, without saying Connections, she was focused on Connections and how things changed once her mom and her family got involved with Connections. So that was April 30th. Over the past few months since then, people have been noticing here and there that Ruby has been deleting some videos from various places. Not long ago, the 8 Passengers channel itself went dark. I have even noticed, because I was doing some snooping, one of the videos, that video, if you remember it, raise your hand in the chat if you've seen that video. It didn't get the most views, so it's okay if you didn't, but I started that video by pointing out one of their shorts on the Connection channel. The thumbnail was a teenage girl who appeared to be minor, appeared to be like not 18, 19, but like maybe 14. And that short is no longer on the Connections channel. So you could take that as a positive sign of like, oh, they're changing, they're trying to get the kids less involved in the in the channel, whatever. Have it really, not use kids as a marketing point. Because especially on Connections, where it's like a parenting and marriage, like coaching thing, allegedly, then it doesn't really have to involve kids, because it's like adults talking to other adults about how to talk to their kids. So there's been these little changes happening. And then all of a sudden, the news broke, which if you've seen it, then you've seen it. If you haven't, let me take you through it in a way that will be easy to digest if you don't want to know about the most intense stuff, but we will have to get to the very intense stuff. And okay, we're past the 10-minute mark. So if you may find today's stream and this story in general to be sensitive, difficult, if you have any triggers related to harm toward children, especially coming from family members. I have to be careful with my words because of YouTube. And I do mean psychological and emotional harm as well as physical harm. So if that's something that, sorry. I didn't think that this is where I was on the edge of. Okay. So we're going to go in stages today, because I want to make sure the information gets to you. For those of you who might need to drop out early because it's tough. Sheri Frankie, who I mentioned before, the eldest daughter of the Franke family, and even to back up further, Kevin and Ruby Franke are a popular family vlogging channel. They're parents of a family vlogging family. They have a channel called 8 Passengers. They've probably one of the most popular family vlogging families, but especially like they're a Mormon family. There's this whole niche in YouTube of Mormon family vloggers. So, but even if you're just looking for more wholesome content, if you're not particularly Mormon, for example, then they're a little more family friendly, a little more wholesome, that type of thing. So they're pretty popular, at least 1 million sub, if not millions. And so they've been doing family vlogging for years. I think Sheri was like 12 when they started, and she just, I think, became a freshman or a sophomore in college. Back in April when she spoke out on that podcast, I believe she was a freshman or a sophomore in college. So she's like 18, 19, 20 years old now. Over the past 3-ish years, because these are the characters, basically. Let me lay out the foundation of who we're talking about. Ruby and Kevin Franke, mom and dad. Their eldest daughter is Sheri. They also have like 5 or 6 other kids who get younger and younger from there. Family vlogging family. Exhibit A. Exhibit B. Jodi Hildebrandt and her unconventional, to say the least, semi-Mormon based therapy / life coaching / parenting and marriage coaching program that she made called Connections. Jodi Hildebrandt was connected to the Franke family through, I believe, like a relative who had gone to her and then recommended her to the Franke family. I think because Kevin and Ruby are, as far as I know, separated currently. They were married for a very long time, had hit several rough patches, and then I believe not long ago became separated. The thing is, separated is not a legal status in the USA. You can be married or you can be divorced, but you cannot be separated. You cannot be engaged. You cannot, like, in the eyes of the law, right? Like, we socially, we know that these things exist, but in the eyes of the law, when it comes to custody of children and responsibility for their care, you cannot be separated. You are married or you are divorced. So, Kevin and Ruby. Okay. Anyway, Kevin and Ruby, legally married, physically physically separated, and Jody might have something to do with that because Jodi Hildebrandt, who runs Connexions, actually has a track record of dividing more families and couples than she helps to bring together. Specifically, oh, thank you, Willow. 2.5 million at their peak. Yeah, that was interesting. So the King Intern says the Frankies are considered wholesome. You know, they don't cuss and like they don't listen to music with swears and like they don't do like drinking and crop tops and things like that. So for a lot of people, they're considered more wholesome. But you bring up a good point that there's a lot of things. See, I haven't gotten through the introduction. This is my problem. Okay, so Jody has a particularly harsh, is just the simplest way to put it, way of dealing with people. Basically, if you bring up a problem that you think exists, she'll find a way to make it your fault in some way that you are either lying or need to take responsibility and change yourself to fix whatever the problem is. Or if you have a problem with your spouse is lying to you. It has something to do with people are lying and people are, it's about like trying to take responsibility. The thing is, so in my video, I didn't go deep into the Connexions philosophy and stuff because I could not for the life of me figure it out. They have these core tenets of like truth, responsibility, some other shit. Mormonism without being Mormonism because she's Mormon. All her clients are Mormon, but they still are like, we're a secular company. Yes, we all happen to be Mormon, but we're secular. And I do agree with that too, because like I said before, Connexions does not reflect what's typical for like Mormon values, Mormon families, Mormon ethics and morals. So I don't want to draw that connection. I don't want to draw that comparison because I don't think that it's really truly there. But there's extremism in every group. I think that Ruby Franke and Kevin Franke were already extreme on the, harsh side or like the more authoritarian side of parenting. Ruby Franke, for example, went viral, I think in 2018 because she made a video about the fact that she sent her kindergarten age daughter to school. And then the teacher called her saying, hey, your kindergarten age daughter forgot her lunch at home. Would you please bring her a lunch? You are available. You are at home. You are not doing anything right now. Can you please bring your daughter a lunch? And Ruby said, no, this will be a good learning lesson for her, that the consequences of forgetting your lunch at home is that now you don't eat and you are hungry. And a lot of people didn't like that because she was 5. So sometimes it's a little too young for like that kind of a lesson. And then there was another, like that scandal. And then the next there are a couple that come to mind, but one of the other like most well-known one is that they had, I think their second oldest kid is a son, and he is like defiant, like he has opinions and probably like enjoys different things than the dad enjoys, stuff like that. So they send him away to like wilderness camp to make him less defiant. And then also at some point he pulled a prank on his younger brother and they made him sleep they took away his bed for like 9 months. Allegedly, according to themselves. They told these stories proudly as examples of good parenting on their channel. So that's where they were already at before they met Jody and the Connections program. And basically these two things got together and just made a terrible hellscape of extremist, at least so it seems to me. Everything in this video is alleged and it's my opinion and it's my speculation because I'm not there. I don't know. I'm no lawyer. I'm no professional. I'm no doctor. I'm no therapist. But it seems to me like a bad situation. It's not even a Friday. Can you give me 1 second? I'm just going to close my window. Nothing wrong with the sounds of laughter. It's just this topic does not really mesh well. So anyways, I hope they have a fun night. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, let people know the stream is going on. Anyway, so that was where we were over the past few years. Connections and Jody met Ruby and Kevin and their already strict parenting. They made a terrible cult-like baby of Ruby coming onto the Connections social media and kind of cross-promoting each other, and Ruby getting more and more and more involved in the Connections channel, definitely, taking the classes and doing the therapy sessions. And therapy, I have to use that term loosely because Jodi Hildebrandt had her license suspended. This is all in Utah, right? So she was licensed in the state of Utah, had that license suspended because she broke privacy laws. And I think she was on essentially license probation for a while. She got it back, and then she has been on license probation. And now, with the situation that we find ourselves in now, oh yes, Swoop. I agree. Let's plug Swoop always. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat. So she's been on thin ice, and then after this whole situation that's unfolding right now, I'm sure that she's plunged through that ice and she's an ice cube now, and she's not coming back. She's not getting that license. She's not getting that license back, I'm pretty sure, because of what has unfolded over the past 24 hours. So, do you feel filled in? I don't know if I've done enough. Let me know in the chat. Do you have any questions before I move forward? Foundational questions about who we're talking about. Let me just chat. Let me know as I drink my unbranded diet soda. This is not necessarily Mountain Dew. It could be anything. Green and caffeinated. Okay. Ashley's got it. Yes, coffee, yes. Okay. Ashley says she's got it. Ashy just joined. No questions. Okay, great. So for the most part, we're good. So we're going to move forward. If you're joining in late, you're going to have to go back to the beginning, but that's fine. Sorry. I'm going to try really hard not to blow out the mic, because now we're going to get to the part where I might start to yell a little bit. So, like I said, we're going to start a little less intense, and then we're going to move forward toward more intensity. And I'll try to give you guys warnings as we go along so that you can bow out if and when you may need to, because it's going to get uncomfortable at certain points. So probably the best way to start out is by looking at a recent Instagram story from Sheri Frankie, our girl. Leave me alone. Thank you. So this is Sheri's Instagram. So as you can see, this is her Instagram story from 23 hours ago. It says, finally, is the caption. We've got some police. And we've got a blonde woman, one would assume to be Ruby Franke, being confronted by those police. 17 hours ago. Hi all, today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Please keep them in your prayers and also respect their privacy. Kids. At least 2. Next. I need your help. If you have, this is 9 hours ago, so this morning. If you have, I need your help. If you have any links, what can I read? If you have links to any questionable or concerning connections or 8 passengers videos, please DM them to me. It's too much for me to sort through them myself. Totally get it. Snoopers, get ready, but don't go yet. Don't go yet. You can snoop while you listen to me, but hold on. She clarifies, more specifically, the connections stuff. That channel is full to bursting with problematic stuff. We are aware of most of the 8 passengers things already. Makes sense. She grew up on the channel. Here's a Google Doc link. Please try to make sure there's no duplicates. This Google Doc link is in the description of this live stream. So if you want to go right now while you're listening to me, if you have a laptop, if you have a tablet, if you have some snooping capabilities, check out the Google Docs link. It is in my description. Tell me also if it does not work, because I may have messed it up when I put it in there or anything. And start pulling things. And then she just recently added, just kidding. I thought she added one more. That was it. So clearly some big things have gone on. Next, how do I do this? Well, let's start with what? Did she just take it down? I just caught it, or she just took it down? Okay. Well, you were some of the last to see that story. Okay. Well, then we'll start here. So the reason that today has been a big day for Sheri Frankie is because Ruby Franke was arrested for charges related to harm against children. Also, Jodi Hildebrandt was arrested. People have noticed this thing happening where once Jody came into the picture, Ruby seemed to be gravitating more and more toward Jody and away from Kevin. Seemed like it could have been a friend kind of thing, but after a certain point, people have definitely speculated that there might be more than friendship there. We don't know. But they have been spending a lot of time together at Jody's home, but they don't say that she's living there. Okay, yeah, it was at 23 hours, but I was hoping I would have it for just a little longer. Oh yeah, 18 hours, so right on the hour. It really just that's it. Okay. Jordan and McKay did an excellent video on this. And hold on, there we go. They describe in their video some of the things that went down. Oh, the also the r/, actually, let me just pull up the Frankie Family Snark subreddit and just see if there's a bridge between reading that versus reading the most updated article about it, because the articles are just they're sensational. Like they're looking for the clicks and the views, and so they talk about things a little bit like bluntly, which sometimes is just hard to, when you're talking about kids that we now have come to know because of the exact reason why family vlogging is a problem, then it's just kind of weird, kind of hard to have the news be like, oh yeah, these random kids were found in this condition, and would you wow, and like looking at them like zoo animals, you know? I know this page exists. Oh. Hello. Sorry guys, sorry for the dead air. I'm just trying to find... Oh, sorry. I have my stuff. I'm just trying not to, Yes, Ruby's sister Ellie did post something about it. And, yes, that's Ellie is the aunt. Ellie is a good... Oh, 8-passenger snark. That's why. I was looking up Frankie family snark. Thank you so much. There it is. Okay, so I think the way that people found out about the arrest, other than Sheri posting on her Instagram story, was also the verified information that was posted in r/8passenger snark. So this is, I think, our next step for discussing this story. Leave me alone. Ecamm. Okay. I just want to make this nice for you all to see. Oh ho ho, too big. Okay. So, posted 21 hours ago. Frankie arrest information verified. An insider who does not wish to be identified has come forward with information. This happens relatively frequently on this page. We have verified that they were in fact present at the scene, but cannot provide further details in order to respect their privacy. Here is what they are comfortable sharing as of 21 hours ago. Please note some of the contents may be emotional and disturbing as child abuse and neglect is insinuated. 1. 20-plus officers responded at the scene with representatives from federal, state, and local levels. The scene we'll discuss in just a second because there's 2 different scenes that happened. There's a lot happening. 2. Kevin and Ruby were arrested separately. Ruby has been spending much of her time at Jody's. Has this been edited? No. I don't know if they do update edits on Reddit. Ruby has been spending much of her time at Jody's residence in a different city. Jody was arrested with Ruby. Oh, there we go. Edited to add that Kevin's arrest was alleged by the insider, but we have not confirmed that though booking records... Oh, sorry. But we have not confirmed that through booking records yet, as we have with Ruby and Jody's. Jody made a statement that seemingly shifted the blame for the abuse onto Ruby. 1, I don't believe that for a second. And secondly, I'm not looking at Jody's statement right now. I cannot deal with her. 3. There are reports of child malnourishment. The 2 youngest Frankie children were seen by paramedics. All of the children are now safe and getting the care that they need. Click here for a news article stating that one of the children sought help from a neighbor after escaping the home. That's the nicest way to say the event of the child seeking help from a neighbor. So, because there's more information there that's not included in this description, that is what makes me want to scream. So, if you know, you know. If you don't and you're triggered, then this might not be... that'll be stage 3, basically. We're in like stage 2 of intensity right now. I'll tell you before we get to stage 3. We're not there yet. Okay, so now we're on comments, but I believe that there is... I thought that there was a little more, but let me go. Whoop. Yes. I thought there was more, but maybe it's just that. Let me just check the chat, how everybody's doing. She's being denied bail. Yes, she is. So Ruby is held without bail, which should be an indicator. Okay, so I'm gonna show some moments from Jordan and McKay. They made a great video about this. It is from information that was available last night, so a little bit of it is outdated. They did update information in their pinned comment, which again, I'm not going to show because we're at stage 2 of intensity. We didn't get to stage 3 yet. So if you need to bow out before stage 3, I will give you a warning. But Jordan and McKay, love them. They're an ex-Mormon couple, and they do a lot of describing Mormon things on their channel. I recommend that you go. This is what I watch on YouTube, guys. I watch ex-cult content and things that's going on with influencers. Because I was raised culty, if not cult, but that's a whole other story that I'd like to share with you guys someday. I just need to figure out the best way to do so. So I connect a lot with a lot of like ex-Scientologist content and ex-Mormon content and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that. So if you're Mormon, God love you, God bless you. If it works for you, it works for you. You know, same with any other faith, but there's also people like me who either the system doesn't work, or either the faith doesn't work, or the way that the faith is carried out doesn't work, or there's, you know, things that make us want to leave, and it's very impactful because especially of the existential implications, you know, it's a lot to grapple with. So we have our community on YouTube, and there doesn't have to be hate anywhere. So they describe specifically that there were the sequence of events of the arrest. There was movement. So I want to just play this bit. I need to pull up my sound.
Like, not just like cops standing around hanging out. Like, this dude has like a giant ass gun.
Can you hear her? Wait. Could you hear her on the video? Because it's not faintly. Okay. See, that means it's not coming through. Hold on. I'm not going to end the broadcast. Oh, freakity. Somebody could. It's really quiet. Okay. So, okay. System audio uninstalled itself for some reason. So, I have to end the broadcast in order to make it work right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the volume up all the way because I think that my microphone is picking it up from the speakers on my computer. So I'm going to try not to like overkill, but
the property, okay? I don't care what your opinions are on police. This is not a normal, generally 20 law enforcement officers responding to a scene like this. That's just like a run-of-the-mill call, not a typical thing. Also, other background that'll give, I'm a social worker. So this is also my realm. So I can give limited input here knowing that I am not involved in this situation, nor am I an advisor or somebody who can speak on this situation as somebody who's professionally involved.
One thing that really helps, I'm gonna move the mic back and forth now. One thing that really helps with their commentary as well is that they live in Utah, so they're familiar with, like, because they're gonna mention a couple of different towns, like different people were in different towns. Like Jody and Ruby were in a different town from where the kids were for some reason. I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly the location things that happened here, and I'm sure that the NBC article that I have pulled up probably describes it, but again, there's more details in that article that are very difficult to hear, so I'm trying not to get to that article until we get to stage 3 of intensity. So I'm trying to, so there were 2 different counties. I think this is what it is that we have Kevin, Jody, and Ruby. 2 of them were booked in 2 different counties. I think that Ruby was booked in one county and Jody was booked in the other. Kevin, I'm not sure exactly where he landed. It seems like they're still not sure if he's got arrested at all, actually.
But we'll get back to that in a moment. So we didn't have any information other than that.
All right, love you guys.
Yeah,
but
you had picked up on that post like 30 minutes after it had been posted.
So I started searching inmate bookings. Like, I'm looking, this isn't the first time we've had go-arounds with these types of situations, unfortunately.
Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Sorry, I'm trying to find... Aha, call and arrest timeline. I think that's more of where it is. Sorry, I'm like figuring it out, guys, but I just want to try to... They describe it in a way that... Sorry, because they're from the area, so when they describe it in a way that I'm like, oh, okay, there's 2 different towns, there's 2 different counties. I didn't even know all of this, but they know it because they're from there. So I feel like it's good information to have. Sorry, I keep moving the mic around.
There were some confusion because there were girls in the area where they live in Utah County, unrelated to the family, that went missing. So there was some confusion because then apparently people had linked that they might be Frankies, which turned out to not be the case. They were unrelated, from what I know.
I saw that in the news feed.
So that was like confusion happening there. But as far as I know, that's not where this originated. So the news article has been updated like 30 times since I've initially read it. It originally said parents, 8 passengers' parents arrested, and that was removed. Kevin was taken out completely, other than one reference, and it only includes Jody
And again, this is as of last night, so there's more updates. The NBC article that I have is from 5 hours ago.
And Ruby now. So let me read you this. The headline at this time is 8 passengers' mother arrested for 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. And then here is the article itself. 8 passengers' mother Ruby Franke and founder Jodi Hildebrandt of the parent counseling service Connections. Is that what they're calling it? Parent counseling service?
That's ridiculous.
Were arrested Wednesday night for 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. The Washington County Sheriff's Office confirmed that they had been placed in custody for intentionally and knowingly committing aggravated child abuse at 9:33 p.m.
Intentionally and knowingly. That is a specific variation of a charge that is heavier, like a heavy-duty charge, as compared to negligent child abuse. When you don't realize you're doing something stupid that's hurting your kid. No, they're intentionally and knowingly committing aggravated child abuse. That's a modification that makes it even more intense. According to the police, allegedly, this is what's alleged against them. They're arrested, they're not convicted, but these adjectives are specific and important.
That is Wednesday, August 30th. Earlier Wednesday, the Springville, which is where Kevin and Ruby's home is, the Springville Fire Department responded to a mutual aid incident at Hildebrandt's residence in Springville at 3:44 p.m. for near...
So this is what was confusing. There's this like 6-hour timeline. Sorry. There's this timeline. So something happened at Hildebrandt, Jody's residence. Kevin and Ruby are the couple. Jody's residence is in Springville, whole different town. Something happened there that the fire department responded to around 3:44. They were there for 2 hours. And allegedly, as of now, it's not known yet if that's related to the same person and Ruby being arrested 6 hours later.
2 hours. They recently changed that and added Hildebrandt's residence. Jody doesn't have a house.
Okay.
Dean is fucking up.
Fox 13 is having a hard time, and I don't blame them because this shit is complex, but
okay.
Jody doesn't live in Springville or have a house in Springville, as far as I know.
That's the Frankie. And
See,
she lives down south.
The house that
right?
that Sheri was in front of, which is definitely their neighbor.
This is what's also beautiful about the Utah Mormon community is like everybody knows each other. So they all know who lives where. They're like, oh, they don't know Jody, never met her. She doesn't have a house in Springville. I'm like, okay, I trust you. I don't know.
So Fox 13's struggling a little bit, and I don't blame them because this shit's complex, and we're only versed in it because we've been doing it for a long time. So we'll give them slack. But so a mutual aid incident, Springville Fire Department. So fire department is requested. It's an interesting thing. For mutual aid is usually like multiple agencies being called, but if the fire department was initially called, my gut instinct goes to EMS. So like somebody made a phone call needing emergency medical services, like that's where my brain goes. So,
and I want you to pick up on what she said, that something medical happened earlier in the day before the arrest when the fire department showed up at 3:44. That's her hunch, and it makes sense to me.
Earlier Wednesday, fire department responds to Ruby and Kevin's residence in Springville at 3:44 p.m. for nearly 2 hours. So apparently the 20 plus cops that were there with their guns hanging out for 2 hours. It's not yet known if that incident is related to Ruby and Jody's arrest 6 hours later. So yes, you're tracking with me now, right? So fire department gets called to the Springville house at 3:44 for nearly 2 hours. Not sure what's going on during that time. Apparently, according to the poster, both Ruby and Kevin were separated and arrested. So I'm thinking detained, right? And then nothing happens that's reported. We don't know what happens to Kevin.
He just dips.
Not sure what happened there. And the article that I'm going to have, it's soon, should have updates on what actually happened with Kevin.
But Ruby and Jody weren't arrested until 9-ish later that night. Springville and where Jody lives are about 4 hours away. So Ruby got in her car and drove down to Jody's house in between and then got arrested in Jody's county after this incident in Springville.
Sus.
Weird, okay?
Because Ruby Franke was arrested in Washington County. This is why I wanted to show you this. Because Ruby's on the move. Something happened in the afternoon. She went somewhere else, crossed county lines before she was picked up later, like late in the evening, almost 10 p.m., like after bedtime, right? I don't like the looks of it.
Oh, there isn't any other information here added other than they describe like who they are and things, but there was a news article that came out, or a news video that I can't share with you for copyright purposes. So here's a transcript of the video. So Springville police, right? Kevin and Ruby's house. Tell Fox 13 News an incident that started in the St. George area this afternoon, where Jody lives. Had them checking on 2 children of local YouTube stars Ruby and Kevin Franke from the popular 8 Passengers YouTube channel. Now, the incident in St. George led them to try and find 2 children in the Springville area where the mother Ruby lives.
So that's what happened at 3:44. I don't know about St. George now. Because is St. George and Springville the same place? I don't live in Utah. You gotta tell me. I don't know.
They say Ruby was on her way to St. George because of a family emergency and asked a family friend to pick up 2 of her 6 children. St. George police have confirmed with Fox 13 that the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department is handling the case in southern Utah. Hold
on. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding. Now I'm just processing for me. So something happens in St. George that is a family emergency. Ruby is on her way to St. George. Asked person B over here, unnamed, to pick up 2 of her children I'm imagining that was in Springville, the kids. The two children, the two daughters were found unharmed is a choice word. An American Fork.
Daughters were found unharmed at home in American Fork. We are working to find out what happened in St. George that initially alarmed police, and if any charges have continued to be made, we will follow this. So this adds so much confusion.
Seriously.
To this.
Especially because American Fork is not very close to Springville.
No.
It's like 30 minutes if you drive fast.
And then there's the interception of Ruby had a family emergency and sent a friend to pick up the kids. Can't imagine Ruby has a lot of friends.
Is the friend Jody? Because Jody got arrested, so she doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't know who else it would be besides Jody. You know? Especially that the kids, like, trust and would go with.
If I were to just say, so, like, but the incident started in St. George. But if the incident started in St. George, then why was their gut instinct to go to Springville?
So I'm going to leave that there. You can see they have a whole like 45-minute video here. A ton more kind of thorough coverage because they're in the ex-Mormon community. They're in Utah. They know these places and these names. They know these names and these places even better than I do. So, but I thought that was really interesting, them talking about the different locations in the different counties, because you'll also see that pop up. Where is it? For example, there are mugshots for one of them because in one county, they have their shit together, they book quickly, they put out mugshots. In the other county, the system is working a lot slower. So who has the Utah mugshot?
This is Utah recently passed a law that does not allow
oh, wait, JK.
mugshot.
There is a mugshot for one of them. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding, I'm sorry, I clickbaited you. So then maybe that's it, is that Jody and Ruby were booked in Washington County, and that I shouldn't take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I'm not 100% sure, and I'm trying to remember what they said in the video while I'm like scrolling through. But, okay, I'm going to keep this tab open. All right, now we're going to go to stage 3 of intensity. For those of you who don't, basically we're going to find out more about the condition of the children, which is not good at the time that they're found. So if that is going to be hard for you to hear or triggering in a way, I think that it would be better for you to head out at this point and keep your peace and keep your mental health. So I'm going to give you like another 30 seconds if you need to head out. I'm going to drink my unbranded green diet soda. And now we're going to, I don't know if that was 30 seconds, but I think it was long enough. We're going to go to the NBC article from about 5 hours ago. At this point, it'll be about 6 hours ago. And just dive on in. I'm going to refresh because they're updating often. Sorry about the coin ad. Hello? Okay. Ruby Franke, Utah family YouTuber, arrested on abuse charges after malnourished child in duct tape is found. Remember before when it said that on 8 passengers, snark, one of the children sought help from a neighbor after escaping the home. So one of Ruby Franke's children had to escape the home they were in and was found malnourished with duct tape on their body in multiple places. Frankie is known for her strict parenting style in the now defunct family YouTube channel 8 Passengers, recently defunct, and has previously been reported to Child Protective Services. This is updated as of 2:25 p.m. my time zone, so about exactly 6 hours ago, because it's 8:26 for me. Arrested on Wednesday. Ruby Franke, the Utah mom behind the now defunct family channel 8 Passengers, was arrested Wednesday on child abuse charges after authorities found a malnourished minor with open wounds and duct tape on their extremities, officials announced. Open wounds as well. That wasn't in the headline, but... Franke's business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt, was also arrested on the same charges. I'm just going to try to get the military ad out of my video. God bless you if you want to, but it's distracting me. Oh God, jump scare. Okay, sorry guys. Franke's business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt, was arrested on the same charges. The two regularly collaborate on relationship and parenting advice videos for Hildebrandt's life counseling service, Connections. They have been criticized in the past for their teachings about parenting, including prioritizing the organization's principles of truth over a person's children. So, the Santa Clara Evans Public Safety Department said in a press release today, that it received a report of a juvenile in need of help at 10:50 a.m. Wednesday morning. The juvenile was described as emaciated and malnourished with open wounds and duct tape around the extremities. The condition of the juvenile was so severe that they were seen by Santa Clara Evans EMS and transported to a local area hospital. So when they were speculating about having multiple services showing up to the house and why, police and medical services arriving, that would be why. Evidence led officers to a nearby home where another juvenile was found in similar condition and taken to a hospital for treatment, the release said. 4 minors were taken into the care of the Department of Child and Family Services following a search of the home, where the emaciated juveniles were found. Franke and Hildebrandt were then arrested in connection with the incident, the release said. The two are still in custody, according to the Washington County Sheriff's Department. Representatives for Franke and Hildebrandt did not immediately respond to NBC News requests for comment. The Santa Clara Evans Public Safety Department and Washington County Sheriff's Department also did not immediately respond to requests for comment. And then they go through the history of them. So there are some other details. I've watched a few videos on this today, so if Marky has uploaded 2 videos on this today. Adam McIntyre, I think, just uploaded one that was a cut from StreamVod. Of course, Jordan McKay. I was going to save a little bit of commentary for later, but I'll just go ahead and say it now. 2 things about this situation. First of all, there are no winners in this situation. I think that people are happy that Ruby is being held accountable for her awful treatment of her children. But that does not mean that her children win in this situation. I am not happy to see that her children are in the care of DCF. because they have family nearby. Usually if the children are in the care of nearby family, they'll say they're in the care of nearby family. So now those kids are in limbo. And they either go back to the parents with the mom that treats them apparently like shit. The dad, don't know what the situation is. He's not even mentioned in this anymore. They might go to family members, but I'm curious as to, and I don't know, you know, everything is in flux. Things are changing every minute. They could have reason not to give them to other Frankie family members. They could choose to, you know, by the end of the day today. It's only 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, and this all happened last night. It's been less than 24 hours since the arrest. So, but these kids, traumatized with their mother, traumatized with DCF, traumatized with other family members because of this situation. It is ultimately for the best, absolutely. Sometimes you have to put alcohol on the cut in order to clean it, and it stings. But like in terms of the overall arc of justice, it's positive, but God, if it doesn't suck that it had to get to this point for somebody to wake up certainly we all have had our questions about Ruby for a long time, and Jody. I wonder what happened this time that police were finally called. I need to go back in the article and just check. A juvenile in need of help at 10:50 a.m. Wednesday morning. So, and this is what it says, is that one of the children on r/8passenger snark, as of this post yesterday, one of the children sought help from a neighbor after escaping the home. And I heard reports that they, you know, as they said, duct tape, open wounds, malnourished, emaciated, and asking for food and water. Kids don't ask for water. Kids ask for juice. They ask for soda. They ask for chocolate milk. If they're asking for water, they're really in trouble. So, and of course I have my questions about, like, where were neighbors before this? But it's not the neighbor's fault. It's never the neighbor's fault. This happens all the time where people are living next door to, like, all sorts of terrible criminals, and they're like, yeah, I had no idea. You seemed like a nice guy. Quiet but nice, you know, whatever. And so it's not the neighbor's fault. I wonder. On YouTube, we've been raising hell about it for years. So it does feel like a victory to have this woman finally in jail without bail, where she belongs, because of what she's done to these children. I wish it didn't have to get to the state, like to this stage of intensity. I wish it didn't have to get to duct tape and malnourishment and open wounds for somebody to realize that harm is going on. I also So, I guess that's my first thing, is the comment on "There are no winners here." Because either way, the kids are suffering and they're traumatized, and this sucks. So I don't take a lot of joy in this happening. It feels just, but it doesn't feel good. But also, I think we all need to take this as a very sobering lesson. And I know that I am preaching to the choir by saying this to my audience, but this is exactly why people like me exist on the internet and try to raise awareness about creators that we think are problematic and that we think should not have platforms, should not have millions of followers and get millions of dollars a year from videos, whatever it is, because they are not people who should be influencing anybody. Because what kind of sicko does that to two of their kids? Not somebody that I think should be influencing any of my decisions. Not somebody who should be sponsored by any company. This is, Swoop says it best. It's not drama, it's dangerous. This is fucking dangerous. These kids were on a track to dying. What would have happened if one of them didn't get out of what some fucking goddamn basement? I don't know where they were held, but thank God one of them got out and saved that whole family. Because as Sheri said in her Instagram story, they've been talking to CPS for years. Nothing happened until there was fucking wounds and duct tape. So I do have some questions for the criminal justice system as well. If they've been aware of some of these conditions and have not felt it necessary to do anything. But this is why I take my work on YouTube very seriously. And I stress myself out over the videos that I make and whatever the fuck. Because real people and their real lives are really impacted by what happens online. I hope that this is a wake-up call to the family vlogging industry. I hope that it is a wake-up call certainly to 8Passenger and Frankie family and such, that whole fandom. Although there's been a million over the years. But I hope let this be a lesson to all of us of what is possible for the ramifications of glorifying these people online, filling their heads with the feeling that they deserve and that they are correct. And I know that my audience isn't doing that. They have their own specific niche audience, and a lot of times the rest of us are just watching this train crash and we can't look away. But sometimes you have to look away because watching still gives them money. Watching a train crash does not help the train stop crashing. I don't think that it's social media's fault necessarily that Ruby does this or did this or may have allegedly done it. But I think that it certainly didn't help we had signs early on that something bad was happening at that house. And I think that having a fan base to go to that was full of positive feedback may have contributed to the ego. Yeah. At the same time, social media has been calling her out for years. So there's a double-edged sword with social media here. It's done a lot of good as well as a lot of bad. It's always that way with the internet, with YouTube, with whatever. I don't know why YouTube as a platform didn't act to deplatform. That's always my question. It's like when you know that there's somebody who's like, it looks like what they're willing to put on camera is super bad, so imagine what could be happening off camera. Maybe they shouldn't have a monetized channel. They can have their freedom of speech, but they don't have to get paid to say what they're saying, you know? There are real world impacts. None of us could have necessarily foreseen this. This is not where my mind went. When I thought, this is what they're willing to put on camera, imagine what they do in real life off camera, I was thinking like spanking. I wasn't thinking fucking duct tape and emaciation. Hello? Feed your children? Water your children? Is that a principle of truth? To deprive them food and water? That's the other thing too, is that social media was the draw for Jodi Hildebrandt, specifically the 8 passengers, the following that Ruby had, is what drew Jody in. I'm sure that Jody's just been kissing Ruby's ass for years, as long as it benefits her. Because, as we saw, Jody made a statement that seemingly shifted the blame onto Ruby for the abuse of the children. And ultimately, that's the truth of the matter. Kevin and Ruby are not separated, or are not like legally separated. That's not a thing. They're legally married. So the both of them are going to go down, as they should, for what happened to those children. I hope that Jody also does, because I'm pretty sure that she saw some flames and stoked them and turned a flame into a fire. I don't think that this would have happened if Jody had not been in their lives, and Jody would not have been in their lives if they did not have multiple millions of YouTube followers at their peak. And these are the youngest kids. The youngest kids are the ones who needed to be seen by paramedics, malnourished, emaciated, duct tape, and open wounds. The children of millionaires. That's how they were found. By a neighbor. What is the point? Because surely you're doing all this for money, but what are you using the money for if not to feed your kids? What is it for as a family channel? To put your kids on the screen for any creep in the world to take a look at who has access to internet? To make money off of their very existence, but you're not even going to feed them. I can't, you know, at a certain point, that's why I say, like, this isn't about Mormonism. This is a whole different thing. They happen to be Mormon, but this is not Mormon behavior. This is sick. This very cynical way of looking at your children, the connexions, like, philosophy, which they describe these principles of truth or whatever, but like I said before, I was trying to pin it down, and it seems like what's true in one scenario is a lie in another scenario. So really what it comes down to is protecting myself and making everything be like the other person is lying to me, the other person is deceiving me, or they're lying to themselves and I'm correct. But also if I ask Jody, then she'll tell me that I'm the liar because she needs to protect herself. It's fucking strange. There... Sheri Frankie is collecting evidence in a Google Doc. The description of this video has the link to the Google Doc. Those of you who enjoy snooping, spying, meticulous bitches out there, put those skills to work. I've done some of my own this afternoon right before stream. She's looking for links, or even the best thing you can do, because these videos, this close to being deleted. Anything you can find on social media, download it, save it. Do not let it live online where somebody can delete it. And link it in the Google Doc so that they have evidence. They're collecting evidence right now, especially connections related materials, because it makes sense. They're aware of the things from the 8 passengers storyline and that vault of media, because Sheri was there for all of that. Yeah, check out the description of this stream for the link to that Google Doc. I'm going to look at the chat for a bit, because I know that, like, I feel so torn when I say stuff like the social media feeds into it, but, like, it's not social media's fault, but, like, there's a clear, like, views equals money for the creator, and money is affirmation, and, you know, so, like, I'm torn about all that stuff, you know? So I want to see what you all have to say. I'm gonna go back a little bit. It's scary what happened behind closed doors, but it's even scarier when we know and no one acted. Yeah. Thank you guys for filling each other in, because I know that I kind of whoop, and I'm not staying on top of the chat necessarily. YouTube won't do anything because these family vloggers make them hundreds of millions of dollars by doing what they do. It's true. They don't give a crap what happens in them. That's the problem. I have a theory that the YouTube bubble is going to burst one of these days, but I wish it would burst for certain industries rather than the whole... like, certain YouTube niches really need to be demonetized entirely. Exploiting children is one of those, in my opinion. It's just my thought. Can't believe family channels shouldn't get paid, period. That greed turns people into nightmares. Abso-fucking-lutely, apparently. And the thing is, like, this is an anomaly, I hope. I don't believe that all family channels are, like, doing this behind the scenes to their kids. But I do believe that they are exploiting their kids to make money off of them. Which is not as bad as duct tape and open wounds, but it is some kind of bad. Ruby took away Chad's room. Yeah, that we talked about the bed thing. It's been a while. It's not their religion, it's the alleged abuse and control issues. Yes, indeed. All the connections and truth talk reminded me so much of the zombie talk in the Lori Vallow Daybell case. Yup, was so concerning to hear. People have drawn some comparisons between Ruby Franke and Lori Vallow Daybell. I don't know enough about Ruby Franke to make that comparison myself, but people have drawn that comparison, which is concerning to me because she has young kids, and the two youngest are the ones that were found in such terrible conditions. Thank you, Ashy Cat. Take care of yourself and your mental well-being, Hannah. This whole situation has shattered my heart and boiled my blood. Absolutely. It's part of why let's take a pause here because... Oh, I thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys very much. Yeah, don't fall down the rabbit hole for too long. Thank you guys. Seeing stuff like this makes me believe that there should be a test in place for people who have children. Honestly, at this point, it's just easier and easier to to choose the worst choice these days, it seems, with the internet. So, seems right. Yeah, social media is a tool. It's up to the person using it. Yeah, absolutely. My general thought is that they were always evil, but the support from social media to continue and to escalate speeds things up and worsens them. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like that's the best way to put it, is that like it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. A lot of these problematic social media people, you know, this case or others, family vloggers or others, social media is gasoline on a fire. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, Daddy of Five should have been YouTube's wake-up call. Oh, and remember when Colleen Ballinger, yup, pitched a fit when YouTube tried to limit comments to protect children. Colleen's not off my radar. I've been working for all week. Yes, this stream will stay up, Rachel. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Because I forgot to say it. Oh, hey, Grumpy. Here we did most of the substance of the stream already. I think at this point, I don't want to drag this stream out too long because this is a heavy topic. So I think we're probably going to start wrapping up soon, but you'll have to go back on the replay, Grumpy. But I've been working for longer than I wanted to on a video as an update to Illuminati. I was going to try to have that ready to go by today. Not ready. But because The dumb thing with Illuminati is every time I try to like, okay, I'm just gonna approach this one little portion of it. It just unfolds into, I've been working literally for 2 days on this one section where Illuminati, the clique, and one topic all tell the same story, but their own perspectives of it. They each provide different information. So I'm like cross-referencing timelines and timestamps. And of course, Blair's are fucking manipulated to make it look different than what actually happened. So I've been cross-referencing and typing up a little script and trying to record it. But then I recorded it and this is also like an add-in that I'm doing because I already filmed like the me sitting in a chair like looking nice in front of the camera. This is something I'm adding in editing because I noticed it after I did the real film. And I'm like, I have to talk about this because it's so interesting. And then it's like, now it's 2 days later and my video's not ready to go. So it's that kind of stuff. But it's there is no just choose any single 60-second segment from Illuminati Exposed video, and I can spend about 30 minutes picking it apart because of how wrong she is in describing whatever happened. So I'm trying to really hold myself back from doing that, is the struggle that I'm having. And so that's why that video is not ready to go today. But I am glad that I had the time to do this instead, because that would be a really sucky video to try to post today, because this is so much more important to talk about today. All things work together. It's fine. And I know that you guys don't mind waiting, and I really appreciate that, especially nowadays. Ooh, good point, Taya. It's just weird. Utah was the first to ban kids from having social media, but Illinois was the first to put protections in place for children of family vloggers. That is... Utah. Home of most of the Mormons in the world. I think it's 2/3 of the population of Utah is Mormon. And half of them are all doing family vlogs. But they don't let kids have social media. Just the parents. Is it because they don't want the kids to find out that they're all over social media and there's people making comments about them? Just a question, just speculation, but what the hell? Utah? Want to get it together? Hello? God damn. The priorities? Are there any? Oof. Thank you for that, Taya. That's very interesting. My God. Ooh, virtual hug for Hannah and also everyone else here. I have to leave very soon. Oh, loved being able to catch us live for the first time. Oh, thank you for being here, Hina-chan, San-sensei. Have a great night or a great day. Also, this one is going to stay as a stream. I'm not going to make this into a video. So this is where it's going to live. That's another reason why I think I want to try to keep the run time a little shorter. Blair is going after Oz Media now with legal threats. That is why I'm making this video on Illuminati. I'm hoping I'll have it up certainly by this time next week, but hopefully earlier in the week next week. I'm going to aim for, let's say within a week, because I'm working. I have a part-time job, so I'm going to be working tomorrow and Saturday, and then Sunday I would like to see my fiance, and then back to the grind on Monday. Okay. All right. Oh, I don't mind working on the weekend. It's actually, this is a I really love the job that I have now. I'm like, it's a client focused job, and I need to build up some clients, but I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing actually now. So it's a nice thing to balance with YouTube. So I just need to kind of get into the swing of it, but I'm very excited about it. Oh, hi, Sammy is random. Thank you, Willow. It's not drama, it's dangerous. Amen. The church I go to at this point is the Church of Petty University. It's not drama, it's dangerous. How about... See, I don't have system audio. Oh, bye. Bye, Valvertine. I hope I said that right. I gotta step out now too, but seriously, thank you for talking about this. Abuse is often swept under the rug here, and seeing creators covering cases here means a lot. Thank you. I'm happy to cover this. So, how about this, guys? We all just need a little moment. So I'm gonna try to cue up something nice to get us out the door with. Just give me 1 second. Everybody we're going to wrap up. So leave any final thoughts in the chat. But I'm going to... It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Or is it this one? No, it's this one. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek, kind of my next video, but it is sneak peek cat footage, if that's okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to incorporate this into the video or not, because it's kind of long. So hold on, I need to make sure I can do this without... There we go.
Hi. Hi. Oh, my puppy.
Hold on, can you see it?
Hi. Hi.
Okay. Wait.
Hi.
Hold on. Oh no, my head's in the way, I'm pretty sure.
You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. You're warm. It's kind of hot today. I'm warm. Let's get here. Hi, you gonna sit? You gonna sit? You gonna go? You gonna sit? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Hi. Hi, Papa Lapa. Hey, Papa. Hey, Mr. Purr. Hi. ASMR purring. don't want you to fall. I don't want you to fall. What else? What else was I gonna say?
All right, everybody. I hope that helps bring us to a little happier place. So at this point, thank you all so much for being here. As frustrated as this story makes us, please don't go spread hate to anybody that's mentioned here. Take out your frustration by snooping. The Google Doc is in my description. It's linked, as well as the video that we featured from Jordan and McKay. Love them. Go subscribe. The NBC article is also, and I will link the 8-passenger snark as well as soon as I get off of here. I will put that link in the description of the YouTube live that we are doing. Also, everything is my speculation, my opinion. Take everything with a grain of salt. The story is unfolding. These are the updates that I have as of, it is now currently Thursday, August 31st at 9:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So whatever develops after this may or may not be different. And I can let me know if you want me to continue coverage on this story. Or I don't usually do like in the moment news stuff about this, but I felt that this was really important to discuss because it's a reminder of the real world impacts of what happens online. And let me know if I should talk about it more. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Those of you who are here live, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for those of you who super chatted as well. It always helps. YouTube is not on my side these days. So super chats or super thanks really help and make a difference. So I will put, I don't think I put my socials, but I'll put my links in the description of the video, as well as like I have my Patreon there if you want to go there. And that I think is that. So thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. Let go of any toxicity from this video. We are witnessing these things, but we are not part of them. We are watchers of these situations, but we are not in them. That's what it was. So take a deep breath. And let it go. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace be with you always. And I do mean it when I say that. Bye.